I'm Shelee Kimura, and I'm the President and CEO for Hawaiian Electric Company. Well, I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and I went to public school from elementary school to high school. I'm a proud graduate of Aiea High School. Many Okinawans in Aiea. I think there's probably a large concentration compared to other towns in Hawaii. Coming from public school, it was something that was very important to my dad, and he would talk about it a lot. He felt that going to public school, you gained a lot that you wouldn't be able to gain elsewhere. And he always told me it's what you put into it, and that's what you're going to get out of it. He also felt it was important to be a part of a community that represented all walks of life and understanding all people. And so he really believed in that kind of education and the hard work that would be required to get the value and the investment you would need to make to get the value in your education.
My name is Ann Tarnishi. I'm the President and CEO of American Savings Bank. Shelee and I have known each other for over 15 years, and we've probably crossed paths a number of ways, but how we really got to be friends in the way that we are, it's through our daughters. Our daughters were in kindergarten together and ended up joining a Girl Scout troop. And so we have lots of fun stories about glamping. The Kimuras are like really hardy and they hike and they do a lot of outdoorsy stuff. My family not so much. So Shelee and Stan kind of kept it stable and real and really fun. So that's how we really got to know each other, actually through our girls. Knowing Shelee for as long as I have, I've seen her in a number of different leadership roles. Actually, we've served on a nonprofit together, and then seeing her in all the leadership roles she has had over the years, I've always kind of looked up to her. She's the kind of leader that is empathetic, so smart, so strategic, and really views things from a broad perspective, but with a lot of heart. She's really service-minded and cares so deeply about Hawaii. So just a leader that I've always looked up to and, maybe someday want to work for.
I'm the chair of the board of directors of Hawaiian Electric Company. The first Hawaii Executive Conference, where it was kind of her coming out party when she had just been named the CEO, and she was the first female CEO of Hawaiian Electric Company in its history. And somehow Dwayne Kurisu convinced her at the first day, at the first break, to perform a hula in front of the entire gathering. And I could tell she was nervous about doing that. Should I do it? Should I not do it? I love hula, but I'm not sure it's appropriate for a CEO to be doing this. But graciously, she stepped up, did it, hit it out of the park. Everybody loved it, and it really showed me that she was unafraid to express who she really was and what was important to her, and everybody in the room saw, hey, this is a real leader, people will follow her. Respect is very important to her. Respect for her family, respect for her community, respect for her Okinawan roots, respect for the host culture, and respect for the kuleana that she's accepted for the company and for the community, the role that she plays there. And so why do people respect her so much? It's because of the respect that she feels and lives, I think. So, and a lot of people, maybe they don't know that, they just know that she's the CEO of a big company in town, but her authentic value system, which is manifested through the respect that she gives to everyone, is part of the reason that she's been able to become the leader that she is.
I'm Kayla. I'm Shelee Kimura's daughter. I'm going to school at Brown right now. I just finished my first year. I can't really remember specific moments. It's kind of just her character throughout the years. It's pretty consistent. Like whenever I come to her with a problem or anything, especially with other people, one of the things she always tells me that her dad taught her is everything happens for a reason. So I always try to remember that, try to remember what could come out of something that seems so negative. And then the other thing is she's always been so good at empathizing with people, and she really gets me to think about why someone did what they did. I think that's also something her dad taught her. Seeing her in a leadership position growing up was really impactful for me, especially being able to see that as a girl, like I could do that one day, and have that role model for me from so early on was so impactful. And just seeing how she handles stress and all these responsibilities that she has been really inspiring for me, and it's definitely taught me a lot about how I can one day handle those kinds of responsibilities and like leadership roles.
I really believe that we are, as people, we are all the people that came before us and all the generations that came before us. And so when I talk about my great-grandparents and my grandparents and those that even came before them and the place that they came from, I feel like today we are all those people and we stand for all those people. And we are a generation in the middle of all these generations that were and will become. And we have a really important role right in the middle of that, and what are we going to pass on to the future generation. So I always think about what am I passing on to my kids, and then what are they going to then pass on. And it's my responsibility to ensure that I'm passing on things that are really important and they have good values, and that they're going to carry those on, because that will be the future.
And like a lot of the speeches she gives and whatever, and like emails she writes, she's always talking about like building a better Hawaii, and she always mentions me and my siblings a little bit in that. And I think that that's part of the legacy as well, that she's trying to create and pass down, is the idea of kuleana to Hawaii, and something she's definitely done well. I think it's something me and my siblings all feel very strongly. We're all trying to come back home someday in the future, and so I think it's something she's done well. But the idea of being in the middle of both like the generations before and the generations after is definitely something they've instilled in us. I've never actually heard her say it exactly quite like that, but I really liked it. But I remember when I was graduating high school, she told me on our way to the graduation, and she was telling me a little bit like, this moment is kind of an accumulation of everything that your ancestors have done before you, and it's also kind of the beginning of everything that will happen after you. And so I guess it's kind of similar to what she was saying there. But it's, yeah, I think it's a value that she's carried with her, and I think something that we've all kind of learned just by watching the way she lives, even though she doesn't really talk about it explicitly. It's just kind of her lifestyle. It kind of translates what she said there into what we've learned from her. Well, Mom, we're all really proud of you, and I'm sure you know that, but beyond that, we're also really appreciative of all you do. We're really grateful for the example that you set for us. I think me, Brennan, and Sarah can all agree that you're one of the greatest role models we could have asked for, you and Dad, of course, but you've really set the tone for the kind of people that we want to be, the kind of legacy we want to leave behind, but also you're giving us a great legacy to inherit, and we're really grateful for you.